Hello everyone, and welcome to this video where I walk through the ad for Menards. Menards is a big box store in town where I live. It competes directly with one other big box store, and neither one of those competitors is Lowe's or Home Depot. So just a couple of hardcore Midwest companies here. Before we begin, I wanted to show you this little number here. We don't often think of Menards as selling furniture where we are. In fact, I don't even think Home Depot and Lowe's really sell that furniture either. But you're getting a 5x7 area rug here if you buy a $300 or $299 or more furniture. And right now, Menards has some nice stuff. I don't think it's the quality of Ashley furniture that you might know of or expect, but if you want some basement furniture, some beat-around furniture, they've got some stuff now. A sectional, which I was amazed at. Surprised that they brought in a sectional because their floor space, they tie that up quite a bit. But just so you know, you could get an area rug there, and usually their area rugs are a couple $100. So let's just dive in here. We're gonna go to the weekly ad. They have several ads now. Here's the funny thing: Menards is known for their 11% rebates. And ever since about March, they've been running 11% rebates. In other words, no ads, or no discounts, really. Just been 11%. And then just a week or so before Christmas, they started running, their ads for discounted pricing. So here's one of them here. They have a lot of stuff. Here's what I was saying before about the furniture and things like that. A sectional there for $7.99. Sometimes these companies do get Ashley furniture or other ones. But they're not known for that, Menards does have its own manufacturing capabilities for many of its products and distribution. So some of the stuff they don't need to outsource. In particular, they have great relationships on their power tools here. They have several brands. Now we could get for $1,000, we could get something like this. Let's take a look here. So Master Force is one of the brands. 19 drawers, $1,000. It's on sale. Let's just see here what the regular price is. You're basically getting, what's that, $1,000 off here or so. Multiple colors. Let's just see if it's the same price. Okay, so they're not all on sale. So they advertise that they have 3 choices, but only the gunmetal is on sale there. So just be mindful of that. I don't know if you can talk to the manager to get a deal on that or not. But one of the popular things that we're seeing is all of these T-Stacks and Tough System 2.0s and the Milwaukee Packouts. So Master Force, Menards here, has come out with their own brand as well. And so you might want to look at that. I was in the store and I looked at that, and this is deep. Or tall, real tall and deep, but it didn't have the feel of the DeWalt stuff. I'm a DeWalt person, so I have a lot of the DeWalt Tough System 1.0s, and this didn't feel like that. But for $59, $29, and $39, which is right around the same pricing for Tough System 2.0, 1.0. It's almost like they worked a deal out with Stanley Black & Decker here. To design these for them. Stanley Black & Decker, owns DeWalt and that big family out there. So let's go further here. I recently did a video on an 8-piece of that Irwin 8-piece, and in that 8-piece were 2 of these and all of these, but they're actually missing some 6-inchers here. So take a look at that video. If you're buying this, for $15 you can get 4 clamps. They're nice. They're all ratcheting, or what they call a handy clamp, but they kind of ratchet a little bit, and then they have a lever to release. These over here are your typical, trigger clamps. Now, if I add this together for, let's just say it's $30. Let's take a look here and see if Irwin a quick, if anything pulls up here. I do like their website, but it's not always the best. Okay, so here we go here. This is what you got to be careful of. So they're advertising that these are on sale, right? 2 bar clamps and 4 of those ratcheting. Well, if we look at this, for the same price, you're getting 2 spring clamps, 2 ratchet clamps, and bar clamps. To me, this is a better deal, unless you really are favoring those ratchet clamps over these 2 spring clamps. But then you're not getting you're losing out on some of these clamps here. So you just gotta be mindful and shop around and just be careful with that. As you've heard before, if you've watched my videos, this was my job at an industrial distributor. So I worked with manufacturers like Irwin, Bosch, Metabo, Makita, DeWalt, Milwaukee, etc. on their pricing. Like, they would try to sell products to us and I'd say, wait a minute, your pricing is off here. You need to do better on your pricing. Doesn't make sense. Why would I pay $45 for this when you are selling me a kit for $30? Doesn't make any sense. So that's what I used to do, and that's just a great example here of you got to be careful with what you're looking at. And that's just typical in industry. It's not, systemic to Menards, but it's a little typical here. So I don't really go through the hand tools much. I mean, tape measures are tape measures. When it comes down to it, do you want magnetic? Do you want to see big numbers? Do you want, what do you want to see? Do you want to see double-sided? What do you want to see there? So we'll just take a look at these, because $9 for a tape measure. I mean, don't get caught up in the word savage. I mean, that's cool and all. It sounds manly, masculine, but does it do what you want it to do? What's the reach? Does it even say how long it'll take before it bends? Okay. Overall width. See, this is something I have a problem with. Overall width. Don't assume that you have a 4-inch wide tape. Okay. You don't have a 4-inch wide tape. What they're doing is they're measuring this. So back in industry, this was called product marketing or product management, category management. I see this from time to time where a company will put the wrong data into the boxes or the buckets. For example, at Home Depot at Ryobi, they have their bandsaw, the maximum blade length or width is 0.125. What's the minimum blade width? Minimum 0.375. So how can the minimum be greater than the maximum? That doesn't make any sense. So again, just be careful with that. Use your common sense. Think about these things a little bit. Otherwise, you might get the wrong purchase. You might buy the wrong thing. You can always return it, of course, but why make the mistake if you don't have to, if it can be avoidable? So we've got a couple of tools here. Brushless drill driver. This is, in the last couple of years, Menards has started bringing in this stuff, so it's brushless. But you have to ask yourself, do I want this brand from this company? Or do I want a Craftsman? Do I want, a Bosch? Because Bosch has a deal right now. Some of these companies have really nice deals right now as well. So you just want to make sure you price compare. This might be a nice deal for another $60. You get the impact driver. But then you got to ask yourself, shop around, does Fleet Farm have something? Does Home Depot? Does Lowe's? Etc. Look at this cordless jigsaw. So Menards does not have Milwaukee or DeWalt. They don't have those brands. So what they do have is Black & Decker, a little more homeowner, do-it-yourself kind of an environment. And so you'll see a lot of Black & Decker there. And again, Black & Decker, DeWalt, they're a family. So just keep shopping around a little bit. So here's some Morse, HK Morse or MK Morse. Used to be a company I was very familiar with in negotiating. One thing you want to look at here is, does this have carbide tips? Is there carbide on this? For 17 blades, I would not suspect there is. It says it's durable and all that stuff, and that's great. That's great. You get a free storage tube as well. So here's that Bosch. Now, it's an impact driver, 1/4 inch, whereas what was this Master Force over here? Okay, it's also a 1/4 inch. So this is what I'm saying before. Now, this is the driver. Well, here's your 1/2 inch driver for $89 from Bosch. Is it brushless? See, that's the other thing you got to look for. I don't see the word brush at all in the project description, so you'd have to look that up. But this is brushless. Is this brushed? Because it's $10 less. If it's $10 less, why would you go and buy this unless you get a better battery or maybe an extra battery? Is that what they're trying to tell you here? Is you're getting 2 batteries in this pack? Or is it misleading? Yes, it's showing 2 batteries, and you're getting 2 batteries. So is that important to you that you get 2 batteries, 2 amp hour batteries? Is that what costs $10 more? Well, actually, in fact, according to this description, you're also getting 2 batteries. I know it can be hard to see Because I've even seen situations where they've had bad photography. Like companies hire photography. They have teams of people that are salaried to take pictures of all their product, make sure it looks good, make sure it looks exciting and enticing. But sometimes they use their own stock footage, their own cataloged images on the wrong products. I've seen that happen. So just always look at the description as well. Doesn't seem to have happened here though. So again, we got some Irwin. So again, you're not going to see DeWalt at Menards, but we got some Irwin and things like that. So insulation, they've got a lot of fireplaces and they try to really sell those. Some more tools here, electrical tools or electrician tools, cable ties. Again, they seem to favor Black & Decker, Gardner Bender as well. I've seen some Textron here. What do we have here? Another Gardner Bender. GB is what we just referred to them as. Some ladders here. A floor coating kit, which seems very affordable. From Rust-Oleum. I've personally used these in my garage, and they turned out okay. The problem was my concrete should have been resurfaced. Not that the product was a bad product. It was just I didn't want to pay somebody to resurface the concrete. So I have not potholes in my garage, but I have spots in the garage where you can kind of see the rocks and such in the concrete. But that's a good product too. Pittsburgh paint, $14.97. You're getting the bare bones, right? Just so you know, you're getting the bare bones. You're not getting the Forever paint, the Dutch Boy, Forever paint and such. So, but that might be an option for you if you're doing some woodworking and you just need some simple paints, nothing too fancy, and then you're going to poly it after. That might be an option for you. Okay. Some sinks and such, dog food, lots of matzahs. It's kind of funny seeing them here because for the last couple of years, lots of matzahs have been really big in the Midwest. They just have tons of cheese on them. And it's just kind of funny to see that Menards is selling them now. Menards does have a decent grocery area as well. And the prices are very competitive with grocery stores. So, I often get things for the kids there. Shamefully, I buy string cheese there because it's actually the cheapest in town. If you imagine that, why would you go to a hardware store or big box store to buy string cheese? But it saves you $1 a bag. You might as well buy it when you're there as well. So they have pop there. Diet Mountain Dew is my favorite, so it's affordable. During Christmas time they usually have a toy center where they have a big train collection, Menards branded stuff because Midwest company over in Elk Mound, Wisconsin, in that area. Proud of their heritage and their upbringing and grassroots. This is a privately held company. It's not publicly held as well. So hope you enjoyed this introduction video. In the future, we'll try to do some store visits and isolate some products. I was planning to do a price comparison on these drill drivers as well as some other brands that they might have there. So look forward to more of the Menards trips.